We agree what the President Trump is doing or what the administration is doing in deporting illegals. But we do know that, unfortunately, what's happening right now after 6 months of being Mr. President being in office, that we're losing thousands and thousands of workers.
That was Republican Congresswoman Maria Salazar of Florida in a House committee on Tuesday. The co-founder of Latinas for Trump also represents a Miami district with a significant number of Cuban and Venezuelan Americans, many of whom are now speaking out about those deportations that she was referencing. Joining us now for more, NBC News correspondent and News Now daily anchor, Morgan Radford. Good morning, Morgan. Great to see you. You spoke to many in those communities in Florida. What's the mood on the ground there?
Fear, uncertainty, but also it's interesting, Jonathan, because the timing is so important here. We're seeing the largest wave of Cuban immigration in modern Cuban history. So think about 500,000 Cubans that have arrived since 2022. Similar situation for Venezuelans. And so now the same base that helped elect President Trump and put him in office is speaking out.
A wave of disappointment. One of President Donald Trump's most loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants. Now speaking out in Miami, a Republican stronghold, as the recent wave of deportations hits home and the Trump administration moved to end temporary legal status, or TPS, for more than 500,000 people who arrived during the Biden administration. Elena Conde says she came here from Cuba by plane on humanitarian parole in 2023. Her husband, Ariel Lara, crossed the border with Mexico twice, once in 2019 when he was detained and deported, and then again in 2022. 6 weeks ago, he was taken into custody at his residency hearing.
So he was given an appointment to go to ICE. You told him before he left for that appointment, you don't have anything to worry about. You haven't done anything.
Instead, he was transferred to Texas, where we spoke to him from his detention center.
Ariel, ¿qué piensas sobre lo que está pasando ahora en este país, en este momento con respecto a las deportaciones? How do you feel about everything that's happening right now in this country with the deportations? You don't understand how this could happen. ¿Qué pensaba que iba a pasar cuando ganó Trump? What did you think was going to happen when Trump won? You're saying you believed the president when he said he was going to deport criminals.
Now, Elena is left behind with her daughter, 7-month-old son, and Ariel's 70-year-old grandmother, who has been a U.S. citizen for years. Together, facing a reality they never imagined.
Toda mi familia votó por Trump.
Your whole family voted for Trump. Lo apoyaba a Trump durante su campaña. Did you support him?
Yo estoy fuera.
You're outside of it. You can't vote. Pero te sientes decepcionada? Do you feel disappointed, deceived? Engañada.
Me siento mal porque sé que ellos creían en él.
You feel bad because the rest of them believed in him.
It's a concern Democratic strategists are capitalizing on, with billboards like these calling Republican lawmakers traitors. Still, here in Florida, Trump won almost 70% of the Cuban-American vote in 2024, along with 61% of Doral, home to the largest Venezuelan-American population in the U.S.
They used us.
Adelis Ferro is the co-founder and executive director of the Venezuelan-American Caucus.
How is the Venezuelan community feeling right now, especially in the context of these deportations?
Desperate, terrified. There are people with mental health issues. There are people with panic attacks, anxiety attacks. They rather to die than go back to Venezuela, and then
people
you have to stop.
People are talking about taking their lives.
I have those messages.
Because the situation here.
Because of the situation. They rather
so
to take their own lives, yes, than go back to Venezuela.
The ripple effects affecting families and businesses. This Venezuelan business owner, who asked us not to use his name to protect his business and fellow owners, said the political instability has led to a 20% drop in revenue.
It's affected your clients as well as the people who work here. A lot of people have already invested in businesses here, and they've stopped because they just don't know what the future brings.
Still, experts say the current turmoil may not hurt the Republican Party.
All this stuff done in the first 200 days of the administration. They have a long road ahead before the midterms.
Do you think that
Trump will pay a political price.
I'm not sure that Trump or the Republican Party as an institution is going to suffer a great deal unless the Democrats can muster an opposition that is a compelling vision as to how things could be done differently.
Now, what's interesting is that to a person, every single one we spoke to said that they believed that Trump was only going to deport criminals. But the families who are stuck in limbo say that the line for what is considered criminal essentially keeps moving. They ask, how can one president, President Trump, make something that another president, President Biden, ordained suddenly illegal? How can the legality of their stay be revoked and then leave those particular families stuck in the gap?
So, Morgan, it's a really important reporting. Is there evidence that we're actually seeing more Cubans and Venezuelans being deported? What do the numbers tell us?
Yeah, it's interesting. The data that the federal government has released isn't actually broken down by country, so you can't see which country they are specifically headed to. But what's interesting is that it almost doesn't matter because they were saying the number of deportations isn't the issue. It's the way they're being handled. They said, look, we called President Obama deporter in chief. So we saw record immigration numbers and record detention numbers. But they said the difference is the way that it was handled. Under Obama, they said everyone got due process. They got due process and their day in court in a broken immigration system, but they got their day in court. So it's the way it's happening now where the Trump administration is essentially, instead of turning people away at the border, which is what happened during Obama, they're going into communities and extracting people. And that is what is so chilling.
People have had such a visceral reaction to that. Really good work. NBC News correspondent and News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford. Morgan, thank you again.